Hey y'all, happy new year. I hope everyone is doing super well. Today we're gonna do part 2 of the video that I did last week when we were talking about the characteristics of our hair. And what we're gonna go into today is hair density and curl pattern. Okay, so now we're gonna go into hair density. According to healthline.com, hair density refers to how many strands of hair you grow per square inch of your scalp. Based on a study done in 2017, we saw that when comparing three different groups of people, Africans had lower density. And a second study showed that as we age, our hair density can vary, but this was specific to Thai adults. So I don't know if this would apply to the African diaspora. Now I'll be showing some videos so that you can see the difference between low density hair and high density hair.
I wanted to use this video to teach you the difference between low density and high density. I see people are getting confused because the texture of her hair make her hair appear thicker than what it is. When I am judging someone's hair density, I am looking at the scalp and not the hair texture. Both clients can have type 4 hair, but if the amount of hairs per square inch on the head is not the same, the hair can look totally different once the hair is blow dried out. Pay attention how big her sections are, but her Bantu knots are the same size as the client B, and look how smaller her sections are. Client B, which is in the video, has super high density hair. Once I show you the blow dry videos of each client hair, you're going to have that wow moment. It all comes down to reading the hair and scalp as soon as your client sits in your chair. I hope this video gave you a better understanding.
Now that we have a visual of what low density hair is versus high density hair, I'm going to tell you how to find out your density or how to figure out your density. As you can see in this video, when the stylist is parting the hair, you can see some areas you can see more scalp. The more scalp you can see, the lower the density. The less scalp you can see, the higher the density is in the hair. And I really like this specific head of hair in particular because you can see the difference throughout the person's scalp. So to sum it up, when you part your hair, the more scalp you see, the lower the density, the less scalp you see, the higher the density. The second way to find out your hair density is to do the ponytail test. So what you're gonna do is make sure that your hair is thoroughly tangled and stretched, and then you're gonna put your hair in a loose, not too loose but not too tight ponytail, and then you're gonna measure the circumference of that ponytail. If the circumference is less than 2 inches, then you have low density. 2 to 3 inches, medium density. Exceeding 4 inches, high density. So that's how you would know. Now we're going to go into the things that can cause us to have a low density hair. First, we have genetics. Some of us are just more susceptible than others to pattern baldness, and you can't really do much about that. While there are some of us that wear certain styles that can cause us to get traction alopecia, and we know how to prevent those things, but after a while you might never go back no matter what you do. You might have to just go to Turkey. Age can also reduce your hair density because, as you get older, the hair growth cycle may shorten and your hair follicles may start to get weaker and, leading to thinner hair and reducing the density. We have hormonal changes such as in pregnancy or thyroid imbalance, and I don't really know much about that, but I guess that can be an issue too. So be aware of that. We have nutritional deficiencies. Please take your irons. Please take your vitamin D because these are like some of the main deficiencies that black women have. So make sure that you're on top of your vitamins. Go to your doctor. They will help you. They will let you know what to do. Stress can also cause your hair to probably fall out or leading your follicles into a longer resting phase, which therefore means your hair isn't growing as fast as it used to, so it's not going to be flourishing the way it should. But yeah, those are just some things that can cause us to have low density hair. Some you can change, some you can't, but yes. Now we're gonna go into curl typing. This is what most people are aware of when we're talking about hair type. So as you guys already probably know, we have 4 different categories: type 1, type 2, type 3, and type 4. But for the purpose of this video, I'm gonna only be going over type 4. Before I go into the different subcategories under type 4 here, I just wanna give this disclaimer. I do not care about curl pattern because I think the obsession reinforces texturism. So I try to stay away from it. Also, you may find that your hair has multiple different curl pattern on it, so that can be very complicated. So when you over fixate on curl pattern, it can just be confusing, and I just don't want to go through that. Now I'm going to go into the subcategories, so for A, for B, and for C. But before I do, I want you to know that the images or the videos that I'm going to be adding under each category, I'm not sure if they accurately represent the hair type that I'm talking about. So that's one of the issues why I say curl pattern is kind of complicated. So don't think too much about it. The first hair type that we're going to go over is 4A hair. If you look at this girl in the video, you can see that her curls they have this defined S-shaped coil or curl, and they seem a bit bouncy. I guess you can't really see the bounce because the water is on her hair and it's kind of stretching it a bit. But what I want you to know about this hair type is that it usually shrinks to about half its length. You won't see it right now in this video because her hair is wet, so when it's dry it's gonna shrink to about half its length, so it looks shorter than it actually is, but it still looks longer than the other hair types that I'm going to talk about. Also, in our texturist society, this is like the good hair in the type 4 hair group. I, on the other hand, I think every different curl pattern is beautiful. There is no good hair, but well, there is good hair. Good hair is healthy hair. So yes, that's what I think, but other people might think differently. That's their business. Now we're going to talk about type 4B here, and these are tighter, less defined curls, and they form a zigzag pattern. And most of them you can see that this hair type, it has this cottony texture, and this hair it shrinks about 50 to 70% of its length, so it looks way shorter than someone with type 4A hair, but it's still not as short as someone with 4C here. We're gonna talk about 4C here. This is the one that a lot of people get confused or they think it's so complicated, but it's truly not. It's just that they have some expectations for 4C here that aren't realistic. Anyways, it's the tightest curl pattern and it shows little definition. I'm not sure if I should say little definition because it does give the definition that it should. It's just that we don't want the definition that it gives us, if that makes sense. So that's why we might think it's little definition. But anyways, this hair, it shrinks to about 70% or more of its length, so it looks way shorter. And I love this girl in this video, Yar. She always has some of the cutest hairstyles, and you can see the way she styles her hair. Beautiful girl, beautiful content creator. One more thing that I want to point out is that dry hair does not equal 4C hair. So if your hair is dry, it doesn't mean you have 4C hair. It means your hair is dry. You can have dry type 3 hair, type 2 hair, or type 1 hair. It doesn't have to be 4C because it's dry. Just because you don't know how to style your hair doesn't mean it's 4C hair. Just because you don't know how to detangle your hair doesn't mean it's 4C hair. Your hair is just probably dry and you don't have enough knowledge to know how to deal with it. Now I want you to look at the back of my hair. You see how it looks like it's less defined? And then you're going to see the side looks a bit less defined. Look at the front, it looks more defined. That's what I mean when I say sometimes you can have two different curl pattern on your head. And that's why I don't really think about curl pattern too much, because honestly it will be so complicated. So anyhow the back part gets defined, that's how it's going to stay. If the front part gets defined in another way, then that's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the way, with either curl pattern. Is it hard to work with sometimes? Yes, it is, because when you have two different textures, you're gonna have one part of your hair that's gonna shrink more than the other part, and sometimes it's not gonna be like the back is gonna shrink more than the top, so it will look like you have a specific cut. Sometimes you might have this side of your hair shrinking more, and it's so complicated. But guess what are you gonna do? You can't really do much about it. That's just how your hair grows out of your head, out of your scalp. So learning to work with what you have and understanding that this is how my hair is, and there's nothing that I can do to safely change this. It's very good to actually realize that some things you can't really change, and that's okay, because at the end of the day, having two different curl patterns on your head is not gonna cause you to not sleep at night. You know what I'm saying? So just accepting yourself and learning to live with it is good for you and your mental health also. Additionally, I just want to say that one of the things that makes 4C here hard is our lack of knowledge, and the more we increase our knowledge in specific areas of our hair, the better it will be for us. Our hair will flourish as a result of that. Because look at my hair. This is not the best wash and go, to be honest, but guess what? I like it and I'm okay with that. I'm learning. This is like my third time doing a wash and go. I'm not used to doing it, but guess what? I'm learning each and every day, and I'm very open to making mistakes. You have to be open to making mistakes sometime. But this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great year. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment telling me your opinions, and I'll see you next week.